Welcome back, health and fitness professionals. It's great to have you here today on episode 38 of the Integrative Health Coach Success Podcast, where we are helping our fellow health and fitness pros to better be able to create the thriving career that they've been looking for. So, it's really my opinion that the work that all of us are doing are serving so many people and really changing lives that I want to help all of you because you deserve to make a really great income. So I just feel like out of anybody in the world, it's like teachers deserve a great income, health and fitness professionals deserve an income, like people in the service-based field that are looking to enrich other people's life, that what they are doing for others could dramatically change their life so much for the better that it would affect maybe even their kids and everyone else around them, right? So if someone was sick and they had low energy and they weren't feeling well, or they needed to lose 50 pounds, and you help them do that, don't you think that they're going to be most likely more energetic, happier, healthier, and then they might even want to help other people as well. So, that's really how I look at it. That's what this show is all about. It's trying to serve you so that you can go out and serve others to a greater degree while making this a great career. Because I've just found so many smart, intelligent health and fitness pros over the year that could never make it. They couldn't put together the business side of it that would allow them the longevity in this industry so they could go on and help thousands of people, maybe even on a yearly basis, right? So that's what we want to talk about. Today's topic is all about setting up something called Lunch and Learns. If you've never heard about what a Lunch and Learn is, it's really simple, it's really straightforward, and any industry can do it. So I just want to apply it to the health and fitness industry. So let's say you are a health coach, right? You're one of our integrative health practitioners, and you say, you know what, I could really use more clients, and I would love to meet more people in my local community. Great, we can do both, and we can also help a lot of people. So what I want you to do, and we'll get to this in just a moment, is I'm going to have you choose one topic, a topic that you know inside and out, that you feel pretty confident about, right? So that's your topic. And then what I want you to do is you can actually go into the offices of these places, or you can send out emails, but it's so much better to go into the office. And what we do is go around to local small businesses. So you'll go on Google, and you will search for local businesses in your area. You can even pull up a map like the Apple Map or Google Map. And as you expand it, you'll actually see all the different businesses in your local downtown. So what are you going to do? Well, you're going to look for businesses. I'm going to lay out a plan for you right now. Take notes if you're able to. If not, kind of when you're able to, when you get out of the car, replay it a little bit later and then take those notes. But I want you to look for anywhere between, I would say, at least to start a dozen different businesses, all right? The best ones to choose, in my opinion, and for what I found, are real estate offices, so like real estate agents, okay? Law firms, mortgage companies, local gyms, and then smaller wellness-based practices or massage-based places, etc. Okay. The best ones, though, if you want to get my best of the best, it's really been real estate offices, small law firms, and mortgage-based companies. Now, there are many more companies you could work with, but what I want you to do is look for companies that have about 8 to 30 people. And why did I choose kind of law office, real estate, and mortgage companies? Here's why. They typically always do a weekly meeting with their team. Kind of like, hey, here's what happened last week. Here's what we plan to do this week. And it's often in the beginning of the week. People are motivated. They're ready to go. So what happens? Well, let's say you have a real estate office of 12 people. So all 12 people are in the office, and then the head of that office, the owner, the franchise owner, the vice president, whatever it might be, is there leading the meeting. And they're taking people through what the market looks like last week and this week, and what else might a real estate agent do. Talk about the different listings they have, the different sales that are coming, different buyers, whatever it might be. So they're doing that every week, and typically that probably lasts for about a half hour to an hour. So what your goal is to do is whenever they're doing that weekly meeting, because everybody's already in the office now. They don't always work in the office, these places, because a lot of companies are more virtual now, and real estate agents might be on the road and meeting with their clients, et cetera. But what you want to do is you kind of want to piggyback onto that weekly meeting. So you want to go in and give a half-hour talk, not an hour, but a half hour before that meeting or after that meeting. And you are brought in as the local guest expert. So now right away, you are positioned in front of those small businesses, typically 8 to 30 people, right? Why 8 to 30 people? Well, when you start looking at a company that's 50 plus people, they oftentimes have their own HR person, right? Not just an office manager or admin person that's amazing at handling the 1 dozen or 2 dozen people there. Once you start to grow, now you need a separate person for HR typically. So what does that mean? Well, more checks and balances, another kind of gatekeeper keeping you out from doing these lunch and learns. So you want to look for a small company, at least at first, right? It's going to be easier. So that is what you're looking for. And you are brought in as that guest expert. So you're positioned as the local authority. That's already great, right? So now you're coming in. Why would anybody bring you in? Well, it looks like you were paid to speak by the owner of this company to give great value to their employees as a value add. Now, the employer, the owner, is typically just buying coffee if it's a mid-morning meeting, which it is for like a lot of real estate firms and law firms, or it might be an actual lunch. So what they're doing is, in order to get people to attend it, they're saying, hey, we're buying everybody lunch for today, right? So they might buy whatever type of lunch, and that is there. And while they are eating lunch, so a lot of offices, they're all in the office. So, hey, people need to eat anyways. So from 12 to 12:30, you're giving a talk, they're eating lunch and listening to you. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. Do not come up with 1,000 slides for a slide presentation. First, you need to know, is there even a monitor that you can present on? And a lot of times you can hook your laptop up to their TV monitor and you can present, and you can buy a clicker on Amazon, which is a Wi-Fi clicker for a PDF presentation. Basically, you can make your presentation inside of PowerPoint or inside of Keynote, which is on a Mac. And then you turn it to a PDF. You just export as PDF or save as PDF. And then you use your clicker and you can present, and it looks really professional. Not a lot of slides, but at the same time, you could just create a 5-page total presentation. And you could hand that presentation out, not a lot of words, maybe an image and then like 5 bullets that you're going to talk to. Or if you're really savvy, you can create a couple lines, and then there are lines underneath, almost like those old, what are those called? Like ad libs, mad libs, something like that. I don't even remember the name of them, but you would have to listen to the presentation in order to know what words to be able to fill in there. So a couple quick tips right there. I think that's really, really helpful. Now, what you need to do, though, is choose a topic that is general enough for everybody in that office from age 25 to maybe 65, but niche enough that actually has real value, right? So here's a couple of my favorites, and of course, you should choose your own. You want to talk about kind of like what's current, what's been talked about, intermittent fasting. How long should you be fasting each day? Right? Something like that I think could work great because people are hearing about it, right? Or what exactly is intermittent fasting and should you be doing it? And you're going to break it down to a really simple 30-minute presentation. And if you only have 30 minutes, you want to save the last 5 minutes for questions, all right? So 5-minute introduction maximum. You've got about a 15-minute presentation. And then you've got a 5-minute close on what else you're going to offer. And then you might take some Q&A. That's it. I mean, that's literally how you're doing it. But let me give you a couple more tips here. So intermittent fasting, what is it? How long should you be doing it? Should you do it at all? Or the most common food sensitivities you may already be eating. That's another great one. Or how to improve digestion and decrease bloating. Good for all ages, right? A lot of people dealing with bloating. The 7 best ways to improve sleep and energy. General enough, but also very specific. So those are just a couple. Remember, choose your niche. Let's say that it's a woman run, women only based company, and you want to help in that area. Okay, you might say, great. So what I'm going to do is, and you might just go over whatever you feel is the absolute best topic. Like, what is estrogen dominance and why does it affect so many women? Or are you dealing with water retention, weight gain, irritability, low mood, acne, oily skin, like all symptoms of estrogen dominance. So you can kind of, again, you want to tailor it to whatever the office is. Let's say it's only men. Okay. Let's say it's only men and you find out that it's mainly men in their mid 30s to, let's say, mid 60s. Okay. So then your topic might be how to get in your best shape after 40. Like something like that. Again, like you can come up with whatever topic you want, but that might be a pretty good one for a personal trainer. So that is just a couple topics. Let your mind run wild on what you want to present. And what you're going to want to do is no more than 2 to 3 takeaways. So don't teach people a million things that they can't remember. Okay. So what are the big takeaways from like intermittent fasting? Okay. Almost everyone should be doing 12 hours overnight. Here's when it should start. Here's when it should end. Here is what you might extend it to if you're not dealing with this, this, and this. And then give 1, maybe 2 action steps at the end of your lunch and learn. So if you're an integrative health practitioner, you might run your stress hormones, mood and metabolism test. That might be a recommendation based on people with sleep issues, based on people with low energy, based on people with estrogen dominance, based on people with grogginess in the morning. Could be a great one to do, right? So that's a good one, but always one action, one takeaway. Now, the majority of integrative health practitioners out there, or personal trainers, or chiropractors, or acupuncturists, you can offer a 15-minute, or if you're a personal trainer, maybe it's a 45-minute complimentary consultation. All right. That should be what everyone is looking to do from this lunch and learn. You gave a little bit of information. It was very valuable. It was very helpful. Don't waste people's time, right? Remember, local authority. You need to now back that up with your great presentation. You don't have to be perfect. Keep it relaxed. People aren't looking to, anything super serious here. You're invited in as a guest. And then you want to do one thing, give more. And giving more is this. They can go to your website for an opt-in like we talked about last week, the week before. Excuse me. But really, you want to invite people for a one-on-one with you. So the next step at the end of this presentation is to have people go right away to your website on their phone or on your computer, maybe that you bring. But you want to schedule people right there. Okay. Let me give you a good example. You want to go to, let's say your name is Jane Doe, right? So you go to janedoe.com/consultation or janedoe.com/schedule. Make it super easy. Write it on the presentation, write it on a business card, whatever you want to do. Maybe you have a rack card printed out. Give it to them, but you want them to do it right now. And just say, what I'd love to be able to do is schedule a few people for later this week or into next week to set up your complimentary 15-minute health coaching consultation. So that's for health coaches. If you're a personal trainer, your complimentary 45-minute body transformation consultation. And that is what's going to allow you then to listen to their story and then be able to share your services with them. That is, and again, if you do that and you're able to get 10 people total a month, right? 10 people to do that complimentary consultation with you. Remember, it's free. It's 2.5 people a week. That's it. You're most likely going to have at least 7 of those people take you up on it. Because they're basically saying, listen, I'm interested in hearing more. I know you're going to offer me your services. Maybe you're not able to convince everyone. That's okay. But 7 people say yes. Great. So now the goal is, how many of these lunch and learns can you do? Because if, let's say, out of a crowd of 20, 7 people do your consultation, fantastic. Well, what if you found 3 or 4 businesses a month that allowed you to do these lunch and learns? And let's say only 5 people signed up. Well, now that's going to be somewhere around 15 to 20 new clients every single month. So really, remember, when you're looking at building up your client base, it does not have to be difficult. You are looking to provide value to people. They see the value. You then offer a complimentary consultation, more reciprocity. You are giving more. And then they ultimately say, I like what you have to say. I believe you can help me. I'd like to sign up for your 12-week, 16-week program. That's really what it's all about. Give great value, and then be able to follow through on your word. I'm telling you right now, if you do this, you will have success. It just becomes a numbers game. How many local businesses can you meet with? And remember, your local businesses might be within a 30-minute drive. I mean, it doesn't have to be like right down the street. So I would love to hear how you begin to implement this. If you have questions, we are happy to help. And of course, if you are one of our integrative health practitioners, get right back in there into your level 1 or level 2, because at the end of each one of those certification levels, we actually do role playing with all the consultations. So you're going to be able to get hopefully a lot of value from that as well. And one more thing, because again, I want to try to provide as much value as I can. Next week, I will be taking you through what do one of these 15-minute health coaching consultations look like. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of the week. Let us know what you thought about the show. And for all the show notes, all the links today, head on over to ihp.coach/038. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.